Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for our next winners bracket game featuring xTc and Bravado, which is certainly shaping up to be one of the more tightly contested games that we're going to have today. But more from the panel to discuss what's going to go on in this next game. Over to you guys.
Well, tightly contested it is, and the reason for that is I think we unanimously kind of agree that this is more or less the preview of the battle for second place.
Yep, this is, whichever team wins this has the highest chance to get top 2. I mean, no matter, whoever team wins this is guaranteed top 3, right? And I can't imagine that the team that wins is going to lose to any of the other teams behind them at this point. So I think that it's a very high chance to see top 2 from one of these sides.
Yeah.
For me, though, we haven't seen the new Bravado in the last 2 or 3 LAN events. But the thing that does bother me, in RDK we trust, right? But xTc have been more consistent throughout the last couple of months, whereas BVD have been shaky, been losing to teams they shouldn't have, been losing to, what is it, a first division team, was a Prem team that they lost against? Just, for me, that inconsistency, like they're brilliant one game and then they're really bad the next game, whereas xTc are consistent in their matches. Yes, they might make a mistake here and there, but they are generally good.
Yeah. Well, in RDK we trust, and in BVD he plays. It's good to see BVD face by face, and yeah, like we were saying, in RDK we trust, but do we trust them up against xTc? These are the guys who placed second last time. They've proven their worth many times over.
I think it depends on the draft very much, because RDK is going to require his team to create space for him, and that's not going to happen in a situation where xTc will be able to play faster Dota than Bravado can respond to. Also, I think one of the things that, like, as good as RDK is going to be, in this game, much more so than in the previous game versus Energy, right? It's much more important how the mid lane goes, because Mikasa versus Depi, it's very different than from the previous matchup we see with Mikasa versus Strike, because Depi is one of those players that can actually win or take over a game and win by himself, basically. So you have to create certain circumstances where you can control him. So no matter what they do with RDK, now they have to put a lot more attention towards Mikasa. That being said, they might actually pick up Venom Monster, like you were saying earlier, for the mid lane, just to be able to show that up.
Yeah, so essentially, is this the Depi versus RDK show, or is this the RDK versus the supports?
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. RDK is a better carry than Adastim is, but Depi is a better mid.
I can hear people shouting out there.
It is.
Ironically,
it really is
Adastim's all teammates.
It really is. I mean, RDK has been around a lot longer. He's a better farmer. For me, he's still one of the say, top 3 farmers in South Africa. I mean, we saw it. We saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, even his team was losing at one stage. He was still getting more items at 15 minutes than the winning carry, right? My point is that Depi, as you so state, is, in my opinion, the second best mid in South Africa. And he can win a game by himself. He doesn't have to contest RDK because he can roll over a team by himself.
Those are some big boasts. We'll see if Depi from the side of xTc...
I'm sorry, I'll receive letters, but I mean, it's the truth, guys.
I'm always of the opinion that a man does not a team make, but let's quickly take a look at the team of xTc. Who would have thunk that the guy with glasses, little weedy guy like that, had the biggest mouth out of all of them?
Yeah, that was, some real smack talk right there.
You just go, well, I have never. You know, it's one of those moments. It's one of those moments.
Well, I have never.
Well, I have never.
Still, they've earned the right to be as cocky as they are. Yeah, especially him. His effect in games is felt almost throughout the ages in terms of just how much impact he brings.
Yeah, he's an extremely high impact player, especially in the early game. He's very, like, he creates a situation where his team doesn't necessarily have to worry about the primary laning phase going badly, because he'll come to your lane and help you. No matter where you're on the map, no matter what your position is, at some point he's going to come and help you, and then you're going to secure more farm for yourself. So really good player in that regard. The one thing I do think about Adeslam, I do agree that like RDK farms better than he does, but Adeslam, there was this weird disconnect when he first joined xTc. He wasn't fighting as much as he used to in APG, but then as you see in time go on, he's been getting a lot more involved.
Yeah, his playstyle's a little bit different, but I still feel like when it comes mono, carry on.
Yeah, just like mono and just rising, probably I would choose RDK.
Yeah.
But I think like xTc are better at sometimes playing to their individual player strengths. So we've seen a lot of drafting where they allow Adeslam to be able to fight more often. That's kind of the kind of heroes we're going to see probably today.
Well, we'll see what they end up with as the draft is well underway, as we can see. So, are we going to see anything cheesy out of these two? I don't think so. They're both...
No.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, you never know, actually.
I think just Night Stalker, Clockwork, Coddles.
I don't think
Earthshakers,
BVD needs to go anything cheesy here. They've got RDK, and neither does xTc in the form of Daston, Doom Bunny, and Deppy.
They've also got 2-5 and Impact, which we have actually been excluding this tournament. I mean, Impact, for me, at one time in South Africa, he was the best support in South Africa. Not so much anymore, but he's still an exceptional player, and he's a very good support. 2-5, he is a playmaker. You can't discount anyone on the side of Bravado right now.
I think about the last game we saw him in, which was Warlock. He was dirt poor. He could not afford to eat a sandwich.
It doesn't matter. He got his skills out. He did his job.
He did his job. So definitely someone to keep your eyes peeled very keenly on. And that also comes through in the draft, as bans are coming through.
I don't remember the last time I saw Ember Spirit being banned in the first one too. I thought they were going to ban Spirit Breaker definitely because I knew you give it away. But maybe they're angling to pick up Earthshaker now, so they were scared that if they ban Spirit Breaker, then definitely xTc picks up Earthshaker. So we'll see. But I don't know. I'm really concerned about that Ember ban.
The thing is, like, it's easy to deal with the Spirit Breaker. You can just draft against it or build items against it. But to deal with an Ember is especially early game, it's a bit harder. But yes, banning out Ember, but unconventional for this current meta and the way that people have been drafting lately. It's a weird one.
Keeper of the light.
Like you have to just.
Why do you just ban Coddle? I love Coddle.
It's so good, man. Like, it's a good vision hero. Apply too much pressure in the laning phase. Like, once you get Ags, it's basically impossible to team fight. It's just rather get rid of it. Okay. Save yourself the effort. I like this though. Like I always like the Juggernaut answer immediately to the Kunkka, because a lot of the time what Kunkka wants to be able to do is carry players out of position with the X Torrent combo, but you can't do that versus Jug. Just spins away. And now also you can do that thing what we saw earlier today as well, where you can just keep push out a lane, they spin TP out, and there's no way for them to cancel it.
Nothing they can do, But I mean, look, Kunkka's still an exceptional roaming support. He's got catch. He's got a little disable. I mean, obviously X marks the spot does help him with that. They've also got the Ghost Ship, and of course, the BKB piercing. So I mean, Kunkka is still an exceptional roamer, and he can really bring things into the late game if he needs to.
Apart from the fact that he doesn't need to. I mean, he's paired up with the Darkseid.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it comes to the late game, he scales really well into the late game. So it's not like another support where he kind of falls off. Kunkka does well throughout, beginning, mid, and end. So for me, Kunkka is one of the best roaming position 4s you can get these days.
No, I think it's one of the best.
Yeah.
I wonder if either of these teams are going to go Rasta. I think I could see xTc in a situation where they want that hero. It's a good way to harass out the Darkseid with like super high attack damage, and like the Ether Shock forces them back sometimes. Also, if you do get the shackles off in time, you can spin them down with Juggernaut and like charge onto the Darkseid as well. So I think like harassing out the Darkseid, we saw especially in the WRG game, what happens if you allow it. If you don't really pressure the Darkseid, him getting like early utility items early is not really a good situation to try and team fight into, because you're never able to get that last hit out just before you pop somebody with a hero. It gives someone additional mana to keep fighting.
Here we go.
It goes Warlock again for himself.
I mean, look, it's nice to have, especially since they haven't banned the Shadow Shaman, but what they are banning out, which I'm very happy to see, is, Necro's gone, Venomancer's gone, and more importantly, Viper's gone. So, I mean, we're not going to see any of those strats, but here we have Visage, one of the heroes that we've been waiting to see this tournament.
I don't need to see anything else. I think xTc wins.
You can die happy now.
Like, no, this hero is actually kind of game-breaking strong.
xTc wins.
Yeah, this hero is actually kind of game. Like, if you don't have, right now, like, Bravado doesn't actually have ways to directly go into a Visage. This would even be core Visage, and they wouldn't be able to deal with it. Like, right now, if this is Visage in the mid lane, the only hero they have, Kunkka there, who can try and like gank into him, but one point to Gravekeeper's Choke or the Gravekeeper's Chill, like, you escape immediately, you can't get killed. So now this is great.
Not to mention those birds can get to Warlock at the back as well.
Yeah, the birds can get to Warlock. They can actually prevent him from ever getting the ultimate off.
Yeah, pretty much. They can continuously, if he's good with his micro, which we know he is, he can continuously stun him. And I mean, let's face it, the Visage birds with Aghanims can literally chase down and cut down any support there is, especially a poor support. So I mean, Visage is not a fun hero to deal with. And now we have another Monkey King.
The question is it's either carry Monkey King or carry Visage. Mid Visage.
I honestly don't I don't think it's going to be a carry Monkey, just purely because we have a Juggernaut already, but we could see the old mid Monkey King back. We haven't seen a mid Monkey King in a long time, let's face it. But I mean, you never know. It could happen again, because we've been seeing things that we think, oh, that's never going to happen, and then it happens. So I mean, it could be a mid Jug and a carry Monkey King, or vice versa.
I think what you probably do is you have mid Visage, and then Monkey King every now and then can jump in behind the trees, behind the enemy mid. You charge him a Spirit Breaker, like a guaranteed kill at all stages. I feel like it's better to have Spirit Breaker, Monkey King roaming together than to have Visage Spirit Breaker, and then you can leave Juggernaut in the safe lane by himself, and then all you need now is like a safe off laner.
Look, I mean, Monkey King is a better roamer, but we know that. But I mean, these teams have not been playing him that way recently. They've been playing him as the carry or the mid. You know, it's kind of weird. He's been used in a separate role. I mean, we never thought we would see him again in competitive Dota until he got buffed again somehow, you know, but he's still viable. But for me, definitely, he's like another version of Earth Spirit, just without a silence.
Yeah,
you know,
the silence is great, though.
The silence is great, yeah.
How's this Gyrocopter going to fare?
He's going to do, they need a better, like a mid that can actually follow up, because right now they've got a lot of setup, and the Gyrocopter can do a lot of damage, but he's still going to need another hero to put in that final punch, because right now they don't have any, like all the physical damage is concentrated on the Gyrocopter, so ideally you want to either have like a lot more burst damage, pure damage. I hate to mention Quap or OD, these sort of heroes that can just like do mass amounts of burst instantly, but besides that, like, you maybe think about heroes like TA, but TA doesn't really fare that well, especially not against like Spirit Breaker Visage. So I actually think Jar's going to have a bit of a rough time at this.
The Flak Cannon's also great against Visage as well.
Didn't they change it that it doesn't hit the birds now?
I could have. I might have missed that. I could have. I remember it doing damage to birds, but I mean, I'm human. I do forget every single patch note.
Dota's hard.
Dota is hard. There's so many things to remember, but
this is why they're playing in there and we're sitting out.
No, but the thing is, also with the 20% cooldown on the gyro, it is a great hero, but we've seen gyros fail against juggernauts before because it's just. And now we have the added benefit of having a puck as well. Now,
I think this is offlane puck.
Offlane puck, yeah.
Because like offlane puck, like you can't, if you're Warlock, right? All you can do against offlane puck, you can zone them out with the Shadow Word. But Gyrocopter doesn't really do anything versus offlane puck. You can beat the gyro. And that kind of forces the Warlock to always stay around you. Kunkka might be able to roam around here, and they may be able to stick around and get kills, but even if you're dying, you're forcing Kunkka to stay in your lane, it gives greater chances to everybody else.
It is weird.
It's so frustrating going up against a damn puck. You can't pin him down.
It's super hard. This is actually also a really good game for the puck, because a lot of their damage, it comes in like small bursts. Darkseer, Kunkka, and Gyrocopter have to stick in very small areas, so if you can dream kill them, their team fight is basically over, and you can run yourself away.
Look, I'm going to be interesting to see where they actually place these things, because they can now, they've got lanes that are kind of unpredictable, because they literally place a Jug mid, they can put him safe lane, or they can't, I wouldn't put a Jug off lane, but they can also have the Visage mid or the Visage off lane. It's just like they've got so many options, and they can do that the same with the puck, so it's going to keep Bravado guessing as to how to actually lane this, because some heroes fare better in lanes than others, so we'll have to see. But here we go with the sniper. I don't like this. There's a Spirit Breaker, there's a Juggernaut that's inevitably going to get a blink, there's a Visage with birds that can get you, there's a Monkey King with a stun that's a range of 100, you know.
And there's Puck.
And there's Puck. A sniper for me doesn't make sense here.
It feels like a very dangerous type of sniper game, but I can also understand maybe why they wanted to do this. They wanted to be in a situation where they can at least be like somebody who xTc has to commit on, like not somebody who gets caught out very easily.
Look, it's nice with the Fatal Bonds and the Shrapnel, and of course for high ground with the Kunkka and the Darkseer. I get the rationale, I just don't like it because it's going to suffer in the early game with ganks.
I'm not sure if it'll suffer as badly as what it looks like in offlane Monkey King though.
Yeah. It's hard, but I get why they pick it. It's just, for me, it feels like he's just going to die. If he's not protected enough. But he does have a Kunkka and a Warlock, he does have the Darkseer, but for me it's just, I wouldn't pick a sniper into that draft, personally.
Well, like it or not, to anybody else out there, it doesn't matter. It's all about these 10 guys sitting in this booth right now. And the 2 other guys sitting in that shark tank down there, not Hellbird. Jumper version 2.0, take it away.
What?
Jabba 2.0.
Yeah.
That's what you call it right now.
Young man, don't make me come back to my old panel and take it back from you. Reigns?
Yeah.
I'm ready for this one, man. The game's already back up, and of course we have xTc versus Bravado Gaming. This is a big one, right? As the panel mentioned, you win this, it's half the battle won, but half the battle, I mean half the tournament. You go very far, very deep with these 2 wins back to back.
Yeah, they're going all out with this one. Both lineups looking really solid. I like that xTc didn't get baited into the kinds of an invoker pick. But yeah, the puck is really good. And on the other side, Bravado going to the go-to heroes like Frank's Kunka, for instance. Right now, I've got the early smoke going towards the top lane for xTc, and probably catching on RDK right now.
They are going to capture RDK right now, and Don't and Die will engage with that charge. Usually all comes from the silence. Do they have enough to finish it? Yes, they do. RDK is your first blood, and it's going to go the way of Doom Bunny and friends. Yeah. So RDK, that's a big one. I mean, RDK is no small fish in this game. It doesn't hurt him that much since it's so early on. He probably spent most of his starting items, starting money anyways, but it's a nice start, all the same. But we didn't actually get an opportunity to introduce these guys since, well, you know, they were killing each other.
It's essential, yeah.
So let's go ahead and do it left to right. So on the Spirit Breaker will be Dota and Die. He'll be supported, well, he'll be teaming up with Scarnet on the Monkey King. On the Juggernaut will be Alastam. Dota and Doom Bunny will be on the Visage. And last but not least will be puck played by Deppy. Over to Reigns and the side of Bravado Gaming.
Okay, we've got Mr. Sacrifice, RDK, 225 on the dots here, Frank on the Kunka, Mikasa Sniper, and Impact on the Warlock. So a little fight over here with Impact's just surviving with his heal.
Take it easy, guys. The game's just getting started. We have lots of time here.
They're wasting their time. Best of one, so it's going to be a hard one.
Yeah,
you need as many kills as you want, as you can.
I mean, this actually looks really awful. I would not like to be Impact or RDK in this lane because they've got. I mean, they have their own sort of competitive nature of their draft. I mean, Gyrocopter's pretty solid. He's got Rocket Barrage. You can see, I wouldn't really say anything. He's got Rocket Barrage, but it's a good spell. It's a good spell, you know. But Impact with a heal can keep him up. But Monkey King is just one of those irritating heroes that'll just beat down you and kill you. And everything else is tank. I mean, Visage and Spirit Break. So you can't really kill anything, but you can die if you mess up.
Yeah, they have a very offensive tri lane right now for xTc. They just have to wait for Impact to get the Fatal Bonds, and then for Frank to get up the, just get the second skill up, what's it called again? The Tidebringer. Get back up there, and then, try to start the lane from there. But for now, Doom Bunny is just going to, keep harassing there. And Dota and Die just waiting for one of the, the proper charges to get in to get another kill.
Yeah, so we can expect Dota and Die also to be very, very active around the map, but we'll see in a minute. Or we'll see in a couple of minutes exactly how active he chooses to be. But then I thought I'd point out, puck was actually brought quite low. Deppy being given a bit of a hard time from Mikasa. This is an interesting matchup as well. Hold that thought. Top lane Impact gets engaged upon here. But a lot of damage actually going out to that Monkey King, who will be brought down first. Don't Die. One shot. Frank says, no, you're going to have to get through the wall that is my body block. And he's finally starting to make some distance between them. Will charge back. Not in time. Doesn't actually have the available skills to actually do the bash. So even though he managed to charge, brought down all the same. And gotta hand it to Frank.
Yeah.
He literally made that kill just with his hero blocking the path. Well played, sir.
Yeah, staying at level 1, casting that torrent right on the spot. And that actually gives RDK the chance now to, farm up what he was waiting for, getting the kill as well, which was really worth it.
And 2-5 and bottom lane is going to be forced out of the lane for the time being by Adestam. This is actually really cool. Adestam versus RDK is a very interesting one.
Yeah.
RDK, I believe one of the best players that I've ever played with personally. He truly is a magnificent player, and I think a lot of the time people give him a hard time, including me, about being a bit of a ricer. But he's actually very, very mechanically gifted outside of that as well. So RDK, really, really good. But as I said, it's going to be interesting to see how he pulls up against the likes of Adestam, who's also a really well respected carry in South Africa.
Actually going for 225 with his, actually, no, it's going to get away with it. It's okay. It's not that dangerous at the bottom lane.
No, it's pretty dangerous. They're going straight back on the Deppy, doing a lot of damage. Can they finish off? Yes, they can. Don't Die now turns over to Frank. Frank played so beautifully before. This time around, just outplayed by Deppy and Dota and Die. Let's take a quick peek at that again. I think we'll have a chance. So, you can see Mikasa very, very low, gets re-engaged on by that puck.
Yeah, that was a difficult one. I mean, Mikasa was thinking, you know, I either have to help my mid player or I'm just going to go back and let the mid player die, and eventually both fell into that trap. But otherwise, yeah, xTc pretty solid so far. I mean, as you said, Adestam and RDK very interesting. I mean, the game could last for an hour, could last for 2 hours, because both teams like to give space to the carry. And with that, they're going to need to, you know, just say, okay, I'm going to farm as fast as possible, and then try to get online, you know, just before the other team does.
Right. Top lane, Scarnet. He's going to find Impact. Doesn't want a piece of him just yet. Well, thinking about it, going to pull the creep wave back though. This is pretty important as well. Going to get a bit of a push going back in the direction of Doom Bunny and himself. Of course, Spirit Break, always going to look out for him. He's got the credit bash up now and 2 levels in charge, so he's pretty happy to move around the map and cause some problems for the mid lane. Frank though is going to secure this ruin for his mid. He might just take it since Sniper's not exactly the best arcane ruin carrier, but he's going to like it. When toss out a turret, does he connect? Oh, that was good. That was close. Deppy, he got the animation of that one, but I guess just got a little bit of a splash in the end. So, Reigns, let's talk about this. What do these two sides need out of this laning phase? Who's playing for what type of strategy here?
I think Scarnet was handling the top lane pretty well until getting that kill with the initiation from Filthy Frank. But otherwise, it's pretty solid so far. I mean, Deppy winning the 2 kills just now, as we saw in the replay, actually gave him the lane for quite a bit for now. And then also, I think just letting Adestam farm in the bottom lane. That actually sacrifices 225 quite a bit. Not so much, he's still getting the last hits, but mainly because the support of the xTc side is not there.
Fair comment. They are going to toss through. I'm pretty looking homing missile towards maybe Scarnet. Can they decide? Of course, because that's fair, right? Because Monkey Kings are ranged heroes. Wait, no, they're not. The melee, which means that they. Oh, hold on, mid lane. What's happening here? A lot of TP's coming. Mikasa, he gets caught up by the Dream Call, will be brought down. Frank, though, does have that X-Monster spot onto Deppy. Deppy. Can he finish this kill? Yes. Don't die. Actually getting the double here. They're going to toss through a big soul assumption onto Impact. But once again, it's xTc on the front foot. Doing a lot of work here, a lot of TPs also expended by both sides here, but especially with the fact that there were no kills going the other way.
Yeah, big one. That's unfortunate. I mean, as you said, Dota and Die is just ready every single time as a Spirit Breaker. Go mid, charge top whenever it needs to, and that was the right call to go mid. Taking down Mikasa for the second time, that's just, you know, pretty bad for the Dire side, but otherwise Deppy on the other hand, 3 assists and 2 kills. That's
bottom lane, 2-5 here, they get charged off. Did have the surge up, so got a little bit of distance between them. The Omni Slash comes out and 2-5 brought down as well.
Yeah.
This is all xTc at the moment, man.
xTc show. I mean, yeah, they're just governing the lanes. It's pretty hard for our, I mean, it's already 6 minutes in. Adestam's got 38 last hits. I mean, it's not far from the docks here, but you can't really have the guy to deny and get the creep kills at the same time.
I guess it's just a little bit passive. They're all going to try and re-engage here onto Scarnet. He gets caught up by that X-Monster spot. Knocked up into there. Good night, chap. You're done for right now. So pretty useful kill as well. Obviously that Monkey King, one of the better laners at the moment. In fact, that's the Lions. Only got 17 last hits. So he's actually having a bit of a hard time for last hits. And they're already the Juggernaut and the Darks here. Well, Puck also in there. That 38 actually crossing up. So both the 2 highest last hitters in the game so far on xTc side as well, and they have all those kills. So 2k net worth lead, not surprisable. They're going to go re-engage onto Mikasa, have the charge block. You have nowhere to go for it. Mikasa, they don't even bother with TP this time, brought down once again xTc all over BVD. Pretty unrelenting.
It was just hard to play. Sniper is picked, you know, just for, you know, the late game when he's farmed up and you get the wall, the vacuum, and then into the ghost ship, and then you just stand at the back and start right-clicking everybody. But we're not there yet. Well, I don't know if we're going to get there, but really hard situation for Mikasa right now. But the Torres up top.
Yeah, I was just enjoying that. It was fascinating. Actually managed to get the X off, but the X was on the other side, connected during the leap. So, in the end, getting pretty little value out of it. Did also toss through the torrent, but obviously pretty safe. Monkey King. Frank though, he's looking pretty adventurous coming on the back line here. Walk straight to Scarnet. Obviously this time around he could get a lot more. Does X out Scarnet, got some support from Doombunny on the side. It's actually a lot of damage. There's a pretty lethal soul assumption potentially here.
Wow.
But they don't really have the mana for it at the time, so in the end Monkey goes down for free. And RDK's lane starts looking a little bit healthier.
Yeah, it's not as great as Adeslam's free farm, but as RDK died, first blood, gave away first blood, you know, kills like that really makes up for his loss. I mean, he's got 3 kills right now after his first death, so it's pretty much like a boost, but he's going to need much more than that right now to compete with the Juggernaut.
We haven't spoken too much about the Darks here. 2-5 in the bot lane.
He's doing alright. He's, you know, just getting the irons in.
55 last hits. He's doing a fantastic job. I mean,
well, against the solo Juggernaut, you're going to need to get the last hits at least right.
Oh, well, Engage coming through the mid lane again. Mikasa has just got nowhere to go. Once again, just absolutely destroyed. And what is that? Depi has more kills than any other player in the South African competitive scene at the moment. He's doing 269 kills in just 33 matches. That's what we expect to see of this man. He has been touted as the next big thing in South Africa alongside the likes of TKC.
Yeah.
So no surprise he's doing very, very well. But I think a stat that's scary. We'll probably get to that later on. But there's some other mid players with scary statistics in South Africa.
No, I'm sure. But Depi, you know, over the few years, I remember him playing for Energy at one point. But yeah, he's got the experience for it, and he's showing it, especially his previous TA plays, and right now on the puck. I mean, it's almost 10 minutes in, and he's got 3 kills. This is just on the sniper alone. So, on the other hand, Mikasa is just having a bit of a trouble here. I mean, there's nowhere else to go for him right now. So,
going to go to Frank here. Does get the charge off as well. Waiting it out. He's not sure if he wants to go in. Do get support from Depi though, and that's going to be enough to re-engage. But can they bring him down? Yes, they can. That's hit surprisingly hard. Was that a right click? Am I is this puck just that heavy? Does he have D? Oh yeah, he's DD. Right, that makes a lot more sense. And Depi wants more of this. Fact goes into Mikasa in the mid lane. Got the dream kill done. Mikasa's getting destroyed here. This man is not having a good time. His net worth at the moment is just 2K. Comparatively, Puck is sitting at almost 5.
That's just crazy. The comparison is way too far ahead. And that's Puck walking up to the top river, taking down Frank, and then going back into the mid lane. Going back, yes.
Top lane, they're going to try and go on Scarnet again here. Toss him up with the torrent. Does this force Doombunny? He's going to use the cooldown as well. They should be able to pick up both if they play this well. Doombunny very, very low. They're going to run down rock the garage. A little bit of help with the upheaval from Impact. And 2 very valuable kills coming out in that lane. But don't ask me about just how these kills are impacting. Let's actually take a look at the replay and you can talk us through it.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what Bravado needed, going into the top lane and then trying to take down the 2 important heroes and giving RDK these 2 kills. And that actually converted RDK to be, you know, second most net worth on the graph right now. And that's being ahead of the Juggernaut, who's been free farming the whole time.
That's really, really important as well. But I want to take a quick look at the graphs as well, see how it's all reflecting at the moment. xTc do have about a 2,500 advantage in net worth and experience, sitting at just over 1,000 as well. So XC in a solid position, but bottom lane actually. We're going to catch up the Darks here, Anastam, committing the Omni Slash to that one.
Yeah, getting the kill. It's not getting the kill, but still, that's winning, proving to win. They know Frank in trouble.
Yeah, Frank's going to toss down the Ghost Ship. We'll buy him a little bit of time. Does connect pretty reasonably. But Frank, not out of the woodworks just yet. And of course, this Monkey King, he's got vision. He's trying to find this Kunka. Does find him. Still desperately trying to get around. But now, Frank able to get out of harm's way. Tosses through the turret. That's not going to connect. And they're just going to have to back out of this one in the end. Yep. Frank's fancy footwork pays off. And against a Monkey King, that's not easy.
Definitely not. The vision's always there. And yeah, going back to your net worth, I mean, it's mostly because the puck is also doing so well. So just being ahead, xTc is just getting the 2 core players, making it up for everything. And on the other hand, like Mikasa is just really struggling right now. He's going to need to fight the farm somewhere else. But let's see where he goes after this defending the mid lane. He's probably going to stay there.
So just keeping an eye on Don't Die. He's actually popping a smoke now. He really wants to live, but
patience from both.
He's going to fight Frank. Oh, the timing
I
is...
think that was a misclick. I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but that certainly looks like a misclick to me. In the end, he'll just walk out.
Yeah, and that's after planting the ward over there aggressively.
Oh, we're walking back in. No, he's just having a bit of fun here.
I don't think that would have been a good idea. Going over, at least take down the top, not the top, the tier 1 tower mid. And that's not even seeing Frank over there as well, so he was really lucky.
At the moment, the sides have taken a little bit of a quiet turn.
What? Nice. That was a pretty sneaky deny from Mikasa within the mid lane. Just hiding in the bushes, waiting for it.
But he's got work to do.
Something, yeah.
That net worth is not great. RDK actually activated the shrine there, which is pretty interesting. I think he expected the gang, maybe expected the puck to engage them, prematurely activated the shrine, and that is not the kind of thing you want to give up too easy. Another 5 minutes.
Yeah, but at this situation, BVD is going to need to be safe.
Sorry. Catch up with us again. The charge comes through. They're going to toss through the ghost ship as well. Can it buy him some time? He tosses out the shuffle, but he is just being bullied right now. Another stun comes through. Soul Assumption will finish the job. And Deppy picks up hold on. The cooldown's coming through from RDK. He wants him. Great vacuum from 2 to 5. He's running down Doom Bunny. Will pick up another one. So 2 for 1 in the end, but the sniper just keeps on falling.
Yeah.
Quick peek at that again, Reigns. You can chat to us about how this all went down as they picked up that last 2 kills.
It was just a harsh one. Like the Warlock ult misses, unfortunately, and then he starts getting anyone anyway. So that's the situation right now. You're either going to get RDK rotates to the fights and then make something out of it, or it's not going to work out. But that Warlock ulti, I don't see it hit anybody. That was just an unfortunate one. But Mikasa dying once again in that fight didn't work out so well as well.
I mean, it's starting to look reasonable for the side of Bravado. It doesn't look like they're being completely torn apart anymore. I'd say that the momentum shift has, let's say, stabilized. In the past, it looked like xTc were just running away with this matchup, but now it's looking a little bit better. But let's just go there again. The sniper is struggling so much.
What's happening right now is you're still having Adestam on xTc's team farming up, and then on the other side, you're actually getting RDK involved more, because without him, you don't really have the DPS to, let's say, receive any gangs from the xTc team. So with RDK actually, just going into team fights more often right now is changing BVD's play, and to be more aggressive, I think it is the chance to win this game.
This is a very frightened Mikasa in the top lane, and for good reason.
He's got no cooldown his TP scroll as well.
This is what xTc see at the moment, and Skyland hasn't quite spotted him out yet, but they are absolutely swarming this top tower. But at the same time, Mikasa only sees one, and he knows where they're not, but he's playing very, very defensively for good reason here. He is being loaded up in the top lane.
Yeah.
Mid lane could also get a little bit interesting here, as they do have RDK being charged out. That is damn right there in business as well. RDK, this should be his death as well. They're going to toss out that Nether Strike as well from Dota and die. The cooldown comes down, buys the time. 2-5, he's going in very fast with the blade. He can't get the vacuum yet, but gets a beautiful vacuum wall in the end. Frank tosses through the ship. Did he get the X? He didn't actually manage to load it up there. So xTc, he gets it, or Dota and die gets instead as well with an assassinate. Now Omni Slash coming through on 2-5. A lot of damage coming through from Adestam. 2-5 still alive though, pops a mechanism, running out the sideline. But on the back line, Debbie actually still in it again. They're going to pick up another one potentially. It's going to be the Warlock. Also down now. 2-5 desperately trying to run away. Scarlet hops along after him. Last man standing. Well, at least this time the cast didn't die, but are they going to pick up 2-5? I think they just might. 2-5 is brought down. Scarlet just persisted, and in the end, that's actually a 4 for nothing, because RDK died at the very front there. Let's just take a look at the fight recap. It's a really rough swing, considering that xTc were already ahead. 1,600 gold going in favor of xTc, and of course the negative 638 not helping either. But look at the XP, that's the big one. 3k going in favor of xTc, and that's probably what hurts most at this time.
And that was good from Scarlet as well. He knows the Darkseid does not have any mana, and he knows that he has enough. He even had like 7 charges in his one, so it's like, okay, just going to go for him one-on-one and then take another kill off it. And then with that as well, we've got Deppy on 7 kills and 0 deaths so far. It's his game right now.
I mean, we spoke about the start that Debbie had. He's looking, he's looking like he's going to be in business again because Frank, he's being caught out. He gets off a really good turn, but he's not over yet. The X comes out, but he is silenced up by Debbie. And Debbie is everywhere right about now. He is just all over the show, and it's showing. If you take a look at the items quickly, you'll see that this man is got a full veil, a blink dagger, and he is second on net worth. Oh, hold on, what's this? They've got something else out here. It's going to be Darks here, 2-5. Does make up again, he's pretty tanky, but this is just delaying the inevitable. Wants to shot, gets a huge wall up, but there's just nothing there. Nobody wants to be a part of this.
And their teammates, yeah. No, that was
don't die, he's brought down, actually. I mean, there's that. That's useful. There's something in it.
Yeah. It shouldn't have happened. But it
did not respect the Darks here.
Yeah, well... But yeah, that was good. That was something out of it. I mean, right now they're going to need to get more fun with ODK. But meanwhile, Adestam's like, oh, you need me in a team fight? Cool, I'll be there. And he didn't even need that ulti. Well, it was on cooldown, but still, it's just so strong right now. He's actually getting his Diffusal Blade soon.
Once again, Scarlet in the top lane, just stalking it. Reigns, I don't mean to be that guy, but if you're in Bravado right about now, where do you go to? How do you start this rock? Because it is started again.
Well, there are times like the one when they dropped the Warlock Golem. They won that fight. It could happen again. It's just, you know, how do you do it? That's the question right now for Bravado. But I guess they just need to be more defensive right now. I mean, if 225 gets a nice vacuum into a War Replica, Ghost Ship, and then still have the Sniper right-clicking with RDK helping out as well, it could work, but they need to do it.
I'm going to say 2-5 has been pretty impressive. He's got some really good vacuums off, and there is a pretty scary wombo combo available. I mean, in Fatal Bonds, off a vacuum into cooldown.
Yeah, so...
And Ghost Ship, I mean, I just want to point out, just take a look at Ghost Ship for a moment. Just hover over that spell, and I said I'm going to do it, but that's a significant amount of damage. 600 at max level, 400 level 1. You split that, you fail bonds people as well with that on top of it. That's a lot of damage. Cooldown itself, probably less significant than the flak cannon later on. But yeah, there's a lot of damage that you can do with your wombo. It's really good, but it all hinges on this man. 2-5, can he hold this one together for his team? Can he give RDK a platform to become a monster? And can he give Mikasa the space to regrow? Because he's struggling, but well, things can get interesting now because they're all smoked up here. They're all looking for one another. And usually we're going to fly through on the mid lane. That's Frank going to fly them out. Doesn't connect though with the Ghost Ship. That is go time, and they know it. They go straight back in, pick up the Warlock. They stun everybody. The Dream calls down the vacuum though. Very, very good catch. Just can't as well, but the backline of the castle will be brought down. And now everybody from Bravado is just on the back foot trying to get out. Frank one side, he's crawling away. Brought down by guess who? It's Deppy. 2-5 is the bash there. 70%, not this time. And becomes 3-for-1, just the Monkey King falls. Bravado just unable to get anything their way right about now, and it does mean that, well, the big man's in trouble. I don't think they can really do much to contest it. 2-5 and RDK going to start making their way up towards their jungle to see if they can make something happen though. Yeah, do actually still have a Warlock ulti, gotta say.
They did, and that was the problem. I mean, they first had the Ghost Ship.
They're going to go back in though. Don't die. Spots out the work. They can burst him down. It'll be huge. He is very, very going to heal himself up though. As Don't die. He goes in the backline, trying to buy a team bit of time. Deppy, this is not your team. This is not your side of the map. This is ridiculous. Going to toss through the illusion orb. Can he survive this one? And don't. Oh, he gets. Where's Deppy? He's still there. He's still there. Deppy is still running away, and I think. No, this is ridiculous. Deppy out of harm's way at the time. He's just got to survive this one little rocket, and he's going to do so. That man literally walked through his opponents onto the other side, helped them secure their Aegis, which I assume is now sitting, yes it is, onto Adestam, and completely casual walks out, healing ward down, going to be on full HP and fighting fit.
He didn't even leave. Just
that's
got back
pretty
there.
Ridiculous, yeah. Deppy.
That's very ridiculous. And yeah, going back to the fights, like, the Ghost Ship was a mistake, so he didn't have the chance to drop the Golem. And can you imagine if Mikasa had the DPS right now to just stay back and just right-click your teammates? Guys like Puck would have fallen pretty easily, but can't mention this enough. He's struggling right now. He's going to need to find farm somewhere to do it. I think start by getting the towers down, maybe.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of map control at the moment for xTc.
Yeah.
I don't know, it looks like this is pretty out of control. We have a 10k advantage. I mean, let's take a peek at the graphs. 10k, as mentioned, net worth going in favor of the xTc lineup. And as far as experience goes, it's just as bad. Sitting just over 10k as well. So if you're an xTc supporter, you're feeling pretty good around about now. But if you're a big fan of the boys in blue, you have some pretty massive issues you're going to have to deal with. Because although 2-5 has been good, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, BVD can always come back to this. I mean, they're known to, fall back like 10, 15Ks network and then somehow get RDK and let's say Mikasa Sniper, get up back into position and win 1 or 2 team fights. It's possible. It's just really difficult. And they're playing defensive right now, so that's not really helping.
Well, xTc, they're up to no good. Gonna group up and do they find somebody? Oh, yes they do. Potentially if they wanted. Scarnet. I don't think that, but there is.
They're picking out the die. They know exactly what's happening. So it's, yeah.
But I'm not too sure. When they smoked up, I think when the Monkey King jumped in, they got vision of it. But can they make something of it themselves? Looks like they're going to try find something, anything at this point to make their way back in. They're smoked up. They're going to start heading towards xTc, and they're going to walk straight into Dota and die. They're going to toss down that X and the Torrent Connect directly on the backline. Does he go to the ball down? Also connects. There's the walk on Ghost Ship. It's a symphony of spells as Frank on the backline will be brought down. 2-5 low. RDK low. They get the upheaval. Though can they make some of the soul assumption flies through the backline? RDK very, very low. Will be beaten down by Hastags and friends. 2-5. He's next for impact. He's down. Just Mikasa surviving, and they're still picking him up. They still want him, and are they going to get him? Scarnet says yes and starts re-engaging. He tosses out that assassinate, but it might be at the detriment of his own life, and of course Defi there goes into the backline. The stun comes through from Scarnet, and that is 5 for 2 as Bravado fall apart here, and xTc are running this one right over their former foes, who are currently respawning and rethinking their life choices because they are in a world of trouble.
One of the team fights they should have won, but it just didn't go to favor. They did everything, as you said, the symphony of ultis all over the place, but in the end, just out-damaged by the team that's called xTc. Wow, and they're taking the tier 2 tower mid as well. It's not going well for Bravado right now.
Absolutely nothing is, but do we want to see the replay, but I'm also scared that this is going to be one of those halberd moments where I say, hey, okay, wait, the puck's sleeping away, Defi's gone. Let's go. Let's take a look here. Reigns, please take us through what happens here.
Yeah, so Frank did an awesome job getting the torrents up, right? But as soon as the ghost ship hits, he gets there and die, and here comes the trouble. xTc starts coming in. The Juggernaut alone, just DPSing everything. Just look at him. I mean, he's just taking RDK down. Simple, and the rest of the team. I mean, if you take RDK down, right, you won the team fight.
Yeah, and in the end, even picking up Mikasa way later, but he is struggling. He is really struggling. He has almost the same net worth as the Visage. So that man is a support. That man is not. And when they're roughly at the same net worth, you know things are running bad. The Holy Grail Dota 2, of course, when your cores are the 3 roles on top, or rather the 3 heroes at the top of this graph. And right now, you got 2 of them, and Monkey King a little bit behind, but certainly well ahead of the mid laner for Bravado Gaming. And Hastags well ahead. I just want to point out he is 6k ahead of RDK at this point.
So that's the difference between that team fight, right? So if he was any weaker, or Frank is, no, he's just going to farm up quite a bit. Yeah, but with that's the difference. I mean, if the Bravado guys had any stronger DPS, or if RDK was surviving or beating Hastags, for example, it could have turned it around, but unfortunately it doesn't matter. You're dropping the ultis, but it doesn't work out in the end.
Yeah. Okay, so what, I guess they defend the high ground now? I mean, they do have pretty fantastic high ground defense, right, Reigns?
Yeah, well, that's a difficult one. I mean, as soon as they try something right, so you get Spirit Breaker, for example, who's actually not soft at this moment. So he gets in, tries to start a team fight. Bravado drops ultis. I don't think it's going to end well for Bravado right now. So try to get the net worth up a bit. You know, I think RDK needs to farm up a bit more. try to get the space, maybe with Mikasa's help as well, and then start from there.
Well, it resorted to Mikasa trying to farm by tossing out shrapnel.
He's not doing too bad. I mean, Scottish Shadow Burst goes Dragon Lance. Maybe if he gets a Desolator.
I feel like things are going pear-shaped when you're using X marks the spot. Do you have your sniper walk out to toss out a shrapnel so that he can get some sort of farm? And Bravado, look at the usage of the map, right? Bravado, they're all clustered inside their base. And xTc are all over the show. You got people literally in their opponent's jungle, at a stand, picking up as much farm as you can there. You have Duke Bunny, who's a support dude. You know you're going to blitz them, and you know you're going to steal that shooter creep at the very least. That's right. And then, of course, xTc also occupying the bottom side here with Depi, as well as Dota and Die.
Yeah, they're in a very good position right now.
They're just occupying the space of the map. That's the big thing. When you cluster heroes together, you're just using up.
Yeah, and Bravado doesn't want that.
Yeah.
Not right now. And also, because Rosh is almost up, I think the xTc team is just waiting for that. And then after that, I think if you give it to Adestam, for instance, they will just go in and try to take a Rax.
This is cheeky, man. This Monkey King.
Yeah, he's just grabbing all the information, just, you know, basically cheating. Map vision. Yeah.
Just, guys, they're not anywhere. That's basically what he's saying. Team, we have the map. This is xTc land. Bravado, well, that small corner on the other side of the map that we can join. We can take over, really, at any time we like, because they have complete map control. 18k is the difference. And Big Man, well, he's going to be a big problem for Bravado if they don't resolve it.
Yeah. He just needs to just farm up a bit more. I mean, BKB saying Yasha, like, it's nothing. I mean, Adestam, on the other hand, if you look at his items, he's got his Scotty already, he's got his Meta Style, and then Diffusal Blade since the beginning of, you know, when he started to join the fights. So with that, he's, you know, alone, able to solo, you know, most of the Bravado guys. So if you get something else, you know, try to farm up a bit more, split push, and get the space, which, by the way, Adestam did get his ages right now, so they are going to be aggressive from here.
Oh, they know exactly where this gentleman is. IK to get engaged on by Don't Die. Connects in the other strike as well. He's pushed back, does it, DKB, but he gets back! 17%! There's your winner right there. Drops the call down. The blade mail comes up from Don't Die. It's going to be enough. They're going to bring down RDK for free here. Does he have buyback is the real question. Yes, he does. But they need to force it out now. Scarnet once again onto that tree line, trying to find any new victims. Bravado Gaming in trouble, to say the least.
They're in big trouble. The only plus is that Depi is on half his HP. Dota is almost going to die, so I don't think he's going to be able to charge in, let's say Mikasa, for example, deep in the base. But nonetheless, this is Adestam, man. He's just taking down towers alone.
Okay.
Oh, that was nice timing on a meta.
Did he just manta a ghost ship? That's casual. Why not? Just manta ghost ship down. Because that's the thing that xTc do.
Actually,
I
that's
think he
a
was
fact.
out of range, right? Was he? Because I know that man technically can. Okay, they just got a huge wall. They got everybody 2 to 5. It's beautiful. They dropped the Warlock ulti. That's gonna fail bond everybody as well. But is it enough? Is it enough damage? RDK's back. Can he make something happen? 2 to 5. The hero of the moment. He's gonna just be Depi's godlike 3. But can RDK make something happen? The Brax are alive for now. RDK changes his attention to Adestam. Adestam backing up for the time being as RDK still wants pieces. They're going to bring down one with Mikasa's assassinate. RDK on the backlines. He's following up to Depi. Depi really got a rocket after him, but he's going to be okay. I think Depi's going to tussle with RDK here. There's just no way that you can kill this man. He's just going to
Frank is going to help
bubble and find his way out every single time. But on the backlines, as you mentioned, Scarnet, he's going to just pick up this illusion rune and back. I guess nothing really happened in the end. But what? I mean, here's the problem, right? Let's take a look at this replay, right? Because I want to actually show you guys how good it is, right? 2 to 5 goes in, and he just catches everybody. And what do you see? A Spirit Breaker dive.
Well, that's it, right? If you're ahead, you're most likely going to win. But right now, I don't think Bravado is going to give up. It's a best of 1. Oh, they have a replay going on over here, so the Rax coming in.
Look at that.
As you said.
Okay, I thought everyone Visage wasn't in there.
No, but still, this is what you mean. I mean, a Spirit Breaker in front of the line, you know, still surviving after all this. 2-2-5 in the other hand. It just didn't work out for the other team's offlaner. Wow.
So I think the reality of the situation is that there's some big. I mean, they didn't have 2-5 up. I mean, they didn't have RDK up, right? But he's just rocking a Sanjin Yasha. This is not a RDK gyrocopter. This is just sad gyrocopter right now. He's needing a lot of attention. He is considering the Maelstrom, but even that's just not enough. I mean, you have to, I mean, even with the fall on, even with the fatal bonds, even with the ghost ship at this point. Look at Visage. The man will survive that initial burst, and that's the problem, right? But okay. Let's see what they can do, because they have other issues right about now. Adestam leading the charge forward. RDK. No, RDK, this is not where you want to be, friend. This is not where you want to be, friend. They're going, he gets a BKB off though, and now on the back line, they're going to go straight to Mikasa. Mikasa hasn't got his golem up anyways, but once again, a good vacuum will come through from 2-5. There's the ultimate coming from Adestam as well. So, not actually Adestam, but the Monkey King. Can they finish RDK? Yes, they can. He's brought down on the sidelines. Now, Adestam says, this is a lovely Rax you've had here. And he's not done yet. Starts making his way through to the top lane. With the help of the Visage Familiars, will most likely Shao his way through this one. And there is, in fact, a buyback from that Jericho. But Deppy right in. Well, he's going to get Rocket Barrage down, though. Can they finish the job? Yes, they can. RDK moves forward, gets stunned up by the Monkey King. As Adestam, does he slow his Aegis? Yes, he does. He's going to have to kill him twice. Vacuum connects onto Adestam. He is invis, though. Still backing up. Quivercape's going to run up. He's got support coming from Doombody. They still want a piece of it. He's going to Bladestorm out of this, though. And the best he can possibly do here is these Familiars, as looks like Boys from XT will claim their pound of flesh with those 2 racks at the cost of Deppy, who's pretty much been untouchable this game up until this point. In fact, is that his first death?
Yeah, so that's it, right? They needed Deppy to be in the fights in order for Adestam to re-initiate in, but because there's no Deppy, because Spirit Breaker's got a gem on him, they're like, okay, let's just wait for Deppy to come back, because the fights go around him. So great choice from them to back off, and also RDK, you know, he needed a buyback to save the top racks, and he did. That just helped a lot, helped Bravado a lot.
So just look at that score, friend. That one score on that puck. There he is, 12-1-14. He has been...
It's the dream, eh?
It's not the perfect game. He did die. I feel like his team will be satisfied with his performance, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's a difficult one. RDK, as you mentioned, he only has SNY, he has got a BKB, but mostly because he had to start rotating to help the team in the mid-game. And this is, you know, he needed what Adestam had in the mid-game, where he just farmed up and get whatever he wants, and then, you know, the items didn't have to be situational, but because of the outcome of what happened, he's got to have to go and help the team with, you know, different items to be more team fight-ish, and that actually didn't work out too well for Bravado.
I'm enjoying listening to players spam a couple of...
The crybaby one?
Yeah, they're spamming it. That's not. I don't think that's meant for their own teammates. I think they're hoping that somebody might get a glimpse of that. Or, I don't know, what's a version of a glimpse for hearing something? Just a... I don't know, whatever that is. Whatever that word is. Range?
I've got no idea, you tell me.
I don't know. But I do know that xTc on the front foot here, coming down top lane, looking to finish the job that they started. Mikasa, desperate to do anything, going to start chipping away at Adestam. But in this one of the cases, the man does not care. Hit me another 100 times. Oh, chat. Skarnet going to actually drop his ulti as well. But on the sidelines, they are going to go back in here once again. They engage with the golem, with the wall, everything down. But can they do enough? RDK right in the thick of things. They're backing off. They haven't picked up any skulls just yet. And Don't Die on the front lines. He's just attached himself to RDK. Will be picked up by that torrent though. And now Kunka down. Don't Die also very low. Going to be assassinated, will be brought down, but it's 1-for-1, 1 support each, and okay, make that 2. Impact is just destroyed, and the stun comes onto RDK. That was just a right click, I believe. He's going to try to charge down Adestam, but they've come and taken yet another Rax, and we're even really focusing on Skarnet. You know, sacrificial lamb, sure, but it just seems like, once again, Bravado do not have the damage output to do anything, and I think this is probably the end of this matchup.
Well, that's one more push for xTc, getting the top racks and going back into base and say, hey, let's wait for our supports to get back alive, and then we'll just 5-man into the bottom lane and then win the game from there.
Well, I guess we can take another replay, because I think we do have a bit of time whilst xTc set up whatever else they would like to do. But as you can see, there's just no damage coming up from the caster. But Rain, chat us through this.
Yeah, so good ulti from Monkey King, right? Getting into it, making sure Adestam does take down the Raxes, but meanwhile, RDK, I don't know, it just feels like it's difficult if you're the carry and you have to do all the damage, but also staying in the front line. But eventually you realize that, and then here goes your supports. One by one, Frank goes first, and then Dota and Die, he's just Mikasa getting that kill. That was, just something to have. It's no conversation. And then Depi just, getting everybody else. So what can you do? I think, RDK got another kill up here from Ra. Never mind.
Yeah.
But still, just defending from that, it was so close.
Can we just point out as well, Adestam is monstrous. Just look at these items. I mean, peruse at your leisure, audience, but I can tell you that there's one man on this item list that looks critically scary, because that's an Abyssal Blade, that's a Skadi, Manta style, upgraded Diffusal, of course, Scarpy's favorite item, Ringo Killer.
Is it his favorite item?
It is. He actually likes to buy two of them. I'm not making that up.
Well, one on and the other one off. But yeah, I don't even know. But
I don't even think you can do that. I think they share the cooldown.
Yeah,
so
probably.
They'll activate and deactivate together, but Scorpio will find a way. Where there's a wall, there's Scorpio within a killer.
But I think they're going to try, just wait for it. Maybe they're hoping for Bravado or xTC is hoping for Bravado to overextend over here, get 1 or 2, and then go for the Rax. But for now, I think rather play safe, make sure about everything. And as you were pointing out over there on your screen, Roshan is coming back once again.
Yeah, I think that's the call. xTC, absolutely no reason to mess around. This is the DGL Masters, and this is the DGL Masters. It is not some small event. No, this is the finale, if you will. This is the big one for the year, and of course, why mess around?
They're going to need to, especially with Roshan and everything, you got to make most of everything, right? I mean, as you said, it's a LAN even. You got to go all out. Best of one.
Sorry, VS. Oh, did I say DGL? Have I reverted back in time?
I don't know. I think you said VS.
All right, but so VS Gaming Masters. So once again, let me correct that. We've evolved here, but really, it's the same thing, right? It's the same precedence. It's even bigger, if nothing else. So you don't want to mess around this. It is the highlight of our year, and right now, Bravado Gaming might just be dropping into that lower bracket because things aren't looking great, and that's why we got some problems. They just don't have a solution, and it just feels like the entire time they have not had the damage output ready to contest. It's going to be a case of one more toss of the hat at xTC.
Yeah.
But really, we expect nothing more at this point than xTC to run over them and Bravado be pushed back down to that low bracket, and RDK and friends one step closer to elimination, which they felt that burn on so many times in the past, in the last year.
Yeah, Sniper's not doing too bad right now. I mean, his item progression has been maximized so far with Mjolnir there. He's got his... Oh no, never mind. He's basically only got his... Yeah, so, I don't know, it's not too bad, I guess. Cast spell on RDK and then try to get in from there. It's a hardcore. I'm not going to say it's likely that Bravado can come back into this game, though.
No. Bravado are probably not coming back into this one. I mean, if they do, it'll be the single most impressive comeback that I've in the past. They are 34k below, and well, you can see Depi cares not for things like respecting the tower of his opponents. He literally almost wiped out.
Oh, nice.
They can get on the sidelines. Yeah, Scarlet actually staying pretty nice, but pushing back Impact, they can take him down for the fight. There'll be very little that they can do. They won't be able to mass time, but 2 fights. Can he get one of those green vacuums off one more time? Adestam in the front lines going forward. They will hex up RDK. Depi right at 6 thing. The LT comes up onto RDK. It is doing a world damage. RDK super low, will be brought down. Depi drops the wall, but it's not enough. He's being stunned up by Adestam. He falls. 4. I only saw 2 die. They're still bringing back the Dark Sent, the battle via buyback. They're going to lose yet another vacuum onto 3 as he tries to just iron shell his way out of trouble. But that's not going to happen. RDK with the buyback on his gyro. Going to BKB up. Try to fight strong. Try to last. But I think they all know the inevitable is true. Hex up. Rampage for Depi. GG, well played. xTC progress one more time. And Bravado fall to the lower bracket.
That was brilliant. Depi, first rampage of the LAN. Right, that Sargon is going to right now. Well, it's amazing.
This does not seem like a tilted side. I think we've all heard vicious rumors about xTC going into this event, players potentially changing teams, but I tell you what, this looks like a very, very strong XTC lineup at the moment, and there might be mercenaries, the mercenaries that are currently
They're doing well.
pretty well strategized. Well, they strategize well together. They're communicating well together. And here's the biggest thing for me: there are some guys that look very, very positive. That's not a team on tilt. That's a team that's here to put up a big fight. And for Bravado, they've been here far too many times before, but they are here again. They're in that low bracket, and it must be a little bit scary for them. But enough of us. I think we're going to send this back over to Gareth, and of course, beyond that, the panel.
Thanks a lot, Halberd. What a way to end that game with an exciting rampage in the enemy's fountain. To analyze the game a bit more, let's head over to our illustrious panel.
Thank you, Gareth. And yep, wise words all around. Difficult game for both sides, but ultimately XTC pulling it away beautifully with a juggernaut over a gyro.
That was the Depi show.
Yeah, it was a Depi show, like from start to finish. It wasn't a hard game for him. Like he had the first 10 minutes of the game was super easy. Like you're playing mid, you just had the Spirit Breaker charging in for you, helping you get all the kills you needed. So it was great. Like plus also the matchup isn't if Sniper doesn't get a good start in the first like couple of 3 waves, then it's very, very hard for Sniper to come back against Puck, and then Puck just demolished him. It was like kind of crazy. I think at 10 minutes, like Mikasa was 0-5 on his Sniper, whereas Depi was 5-0-4 on his Puck, roaming around everywhere, creating havoc. He got 12-minute blink dagger. Just easy game for him.
So do you think it just came down to a farm difference, Succubus?
Not so much a farm difference, but an advantage difference. At the one point where they're still like about 15k behind, it's still winnable. It's comeback. Then it gets to the 20k mark where it's not unwinnable, but it's very hard to come back. And then it reached the 30s, and we're like, okay, it's done. And it's not just that. I mean, you're getting Dota and Dai creating so much space around the map as well, charging the key targets as we stipulated. But also Depi, only when his first death was, what, 30-something minutes in?
Yeah, the first death was like 37 minutes in. And what sucked is that RDK bought back to try and kill him on the gyrocopter. Succeeded, but then he gave it like a 1,200 gold bounty, but he only gets like 480 gold.
It's like a 60% deficit. But also, it doesn't matter. RDK didn't just buy back to obviously kill Depi. That's a bonus, but it was to save Rax, and they did save Rax. They just ended up losing the tower, but they would have lost both Raxes at that point if he didn't have buyback on the gyro. And we're both sitting, we're like, if he dies again, it's game, and it happened. Yeah. But for me, like honestly, that was the Depi show. He pretty much won that game for them. I mean, the one key moment that I really did love, Dastum's little Manta dodge out of boats. That was quite nice to see. We don't see that often. You know, you use Manta to dodge a lot of spells, obviously, you time it right, but to dodge a boat, you don't see that often. So me and Snay were like smiling, we're like, hey, check that out. Some snazzy play coming out from the man himself.
Well, let's see if the side of XTC agrees with you, as Gareth is sitting backstage, ready to interview the man.
One more. That would be the same one. Hold on, we had got. Thanks a lot, panel. Yes, I'm here with nice guy Adam, who wants to confirm the fact that, of course, he stopped that attack animation right there to allow the rampage for his teammate. Real nice of you. Looking for those comments.
People do call me a giver, and I do believe in giving back to the community.
Well, I mean, in the draft, I believe you guys are doing the drafting, right? In the booth, or is that Depi as well?
No, it's Dennis.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Dennis is doing the drafting, and I suppose there's a bit of kindness there. Seems to be a lot of comfort picks for you. You've had the Troll now, you've had your Juggernaut, we're going to see your Sven next, I'm guessing?
Yeah, so he's drafted comfort picks for me, of course. So no complaints, very happy. Always love to play Sven, but generally it's banned, so we'll see.
So we're seeing a lot of your heroes, like you say, are getting into the kind of banned, kind of picks in it. Are teams kind of tactically taking over certain players' picks as opposed to what is particularly in the meta? Because obviously you guys play each other a lot. You know which are the comfort picks. We've seen, for example, RDK's Morphling, what happens when you let it through the draft. Is that a case of the SA Dota scene? We're getting to know each other quite well, and so banning particular heroes for players?
100%. For instance, BVD, most of the impact I feel comes from 40 Frank on his COD or Night Stalker, and you saw Energy ban those two heroes first phase, and we did the exact same, and then you take the barrier away from him, because he's like huge impact on those two heroes, and I feel he controls the tempo for BVD, and take those away from him, and then suddenly BVD starts to crumble a bit. And it's like that with all teams, like certain people just have a high impact on certain heroes.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out one more question to you then. If teams are going to stop you, what do they got to ban?
I'm just going to say Aiden Puck.
Well, there we go. If you want to stop the Puck show, that's all you got to do is ban that hero. Easy GG for you. Thanks a lot, Adam. Best of luck in your next game. And we're going to hand over to the panel now.
Well, I know something that you can ban to immediately get rid of a Daston. It's what he always spends his winnings on, pizza.
That was literally his answer.
His performance was quite spot on. Yeah. Was that the best performance we've seen from a Daston?
No.
No, it's not his best, but I think he's been getting steadily better at xTc. It was a bit shaky. Even though we've been posting up some really good results, I haven't felt like he's been playing at the super high level that we saw him play at APG. But he's had to change. Obviously, the game style is different, joining a new team, and he's adapted really well, I think, over time especially. Now I think we're getting to a point where he's like, okay, fine, like the level that he was at APG is back there again. Also, that game, I think it was kind of a case as well where the draft really helped him, because as I was watching the game, as it was going forth, right, I realized how hard it is. I'd forgotten how hard it is to play Gyro into Juggernaut. Like, it's basically impossible. Like, no matter what item you buy, Juggernaut will be able to solo kill you. Yeah. And there's very little you can do about that. And then that happened like twice, I think, just after he got BKB. And then it just kept happening with other heroes as well. So then you're like, oh well, Gyro, no matter what RDK could do, it does nothing. Basically, and Adestam had a free carry game.
And then you sink your ship with a sniper pick as well.
Yeah.
It's just, I honestly didn't like the sniper, and you saw why. He just got gone on all the time. There's a spread breaking, and you can't do anything. There's a puck. Like I said, we understood the rationale why they picked the sniper, but honestly, it just didn't do well. It didn't even help with the high ground defense that much either, because he had less farm than the Visage.
Yeah,
literally, he had less farm than the Visage.
I'm pretty sad to say, if I'm honest, that Visage didn't do as well as I thought. Like, they still won the game, but I think the Visage didn't have that much to do with it. There were only a couple instances where I saw Visage actually make a huge impact, but I think that had more to do with the fact that they were running this weird off-lane Monkey King, so Visage was always around him, helping him to keep control of the lane. And then when they got the levels, like, Skynet also did really well with always being in position to zone people with the Wukong's command. Like, if they were pushing an objective, he wouldn't never use it for fighting. He'd just drop it right behind the tier 2 towers, right behind the racks. Then you can't fight. Suddenly you have to just concede an objective. And that's not the type of Dota, especially a team like Bravado wants to play.
Yep, definitely. But we have been speaking a lot about Visage. You were very excited to see him. However, there are plenty of Visages around here right now, and Ryan Pickett has been running around interviewing some of them. Let's go straight to him.
To everyone again, my name is Ryan Mackay. I'm here with Marissa, who is one of our cosplayers on a casual basis. Marissa, what cosplay character are you playing today?
I'm Asana from Sword Art Online, just a casual version.
All right, cool. So I've got a few questions for you, if you don't mind me asking. So basically, in what year was the MMORPG known as World of Warcraft launched? What year?
2000. Something, end of 2000s, so 2007 or 6, 2006 or 7, I don't remember.
Very close, 2004.
That's close.
Cool.
It's over 10 years.
Dota 2, you know Dota 2, is called a MOBA game. What is MOBA short for?
Massive multiplayer something or another, I don't remember. Online, Battle Arena? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's it. So multiplayer online battle arena. Well done, well done. Cool. And last question, at which event did VS Gaming host their Dota 2 and CSGO Masters finals last year? It's the big one that's in Joburg.
Rage.
There we go. All right, cool. All right, that's it there. Do you want to give out any shout outs, and what can we expect from you and maybe future cosplays? What are you thinking about maybe doing next time that you haven't done before?
I'm going to Rage for the first time this year, and I'll be doing the latest version of Weiss from Ruby, which is the Volume 4 version, and like I said, 2B from Nier Automata is my next one as well.
Very cool. Well, I guess I'll see you at Rage, and hope you have a great weekend for the rest of us.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much, guys, and catch you soon.